Thanks for staying with us on The Real Story. Well, the Republican Party in Connecticut is embracing a second run by Madison businessman Bob Stefanowski for governor. And now his ticket has taken shape. He's chosen who he wants as his running mate, Fairfield State Representative Laura Devlin. Devlin serving her fourth term in the House. She's also the deputy House Republican leader. Representative Devlin was an outspoken opponent of Governor Lamont's unsuccessful attempt at highway tolls. And this morning on The Real Story, both candidates join us. GOP candidate for governor Bob Stefanowski back on the program, and we welcome GOP Lieutenant Governor candidate State Representative Laura Devlin to The Real Story. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Wonderful. Okay, so Bob, you had choices, obviously, with your running mate. The running mate is a big deal. Why did you choose Representative Devlin?
Well, number one, Jen, is integrity. I wanted somebody that was going to put the people of Connecticut first and ahead of whatever political ambitions he or she had. Laura has proven to be a very effective leader. She gets very positive reviews from her colleagues up in Hartford. Number two, I wanted someone who could help me manage through the legislature. I have not worked up there. I'm an outsider. We're going to fight to make Connecticut more affordable. We're going to have more transparency in government. And to get that agenda through the legislature, having Laura, who's well respected on both the finance and the transportation committee, is going to be amazing. And then finally, she's from a different part of the state than I am, Jen. I like to surround myself with people that are different than me. Laura's a mom. She's raised a family in Connecticut. She knows about those challenges. We've been on the campaign trail for about a week and a half together now, and it's been better than I ever expected, Jen. We're going to make a powerful team up there in Hartford.
Yeah, Representative Devlin, tell us about yourself. Why do you think you're the person for the lieutenant governor job?
So first of all, I was just incredibly honored that Bob asked me to join his team. It's an incredible honor, and I am so excited. And I really believe our state needs a team, and Bob was looking for a partner and a team that will listen to the people of Connecticut, that will not be afraid to take action, and really important now is demand accountability. And we have only been together for a week in a good way, feels like a lot longer, and can't wait to keep going.
Now, you were a really outspoken opponent for highway tolls. Okay, you were dead set against them. Tell us what you and it has to do with the part of the state you're in too, right? Because Fairfield would have been hit hard. So tell us about your efforts there.
Yeah, so it isn't just about this part of the state. That was going to be a crushing policy on all of the citizens of the state of Connecticut. We would have been the most highly densely tolled state in the nation, and it would have created an open spigot where it would just be easy to grab money out of the pockets of Connecticut taxpayers. And I really believed and worked with my partner at the time, Senator Henry Martin from Bristol. We were both the ranking members on transportation, and knew that this policy, if it was just treated the same way in the Capitol without a lot of awareness, it probably would have gone through. And so we took that message and the information out to the people. We did over 20 toll informational forums all across the state to inform taxpayers and let them know, and they could make up their own decisions and then approach their legislators accordingly. And overwhelmingly, the feedback was, we do not want tolls. And as you can see, we don't have them today.
No, and it would surprise me if they come up in the next year. Well, definitely not when it's an election year, so we can rest assured on that. Bob, there's already attack ads out there on both sides. What does that say about the race? Because, it's early, but it kind of sets the tone for what the race could end up being. What are you expecting?
Well, Jen, I can't control outside agencies and what they do. We're focused on reintroducing me to the public, introducing Laura, rolling out our agenda, which is what people want. They want a more affordable Connecticut. They want a safer Connecticut. Crime is up everywhere across the state. They want transparency in government. They want integrity. You look at what's happening in West Haven, where 80% of the COVID money was diverted by public officials to buy casino chips and hire marching bands. And people, moms and dads across the state, want to have a say in their kids' education. I went to the public schools, and we're going to bring that back to Connecticut. There is a lot of distrust out there. There's a lot of suffering when gas prices are $4.50 a gallon. Laura and I have an agenda to bring that in line. and we're going to make real reform, not election year promises like we're seeing from Governor Lamont. We're going to make real reform that brings back the state of Connecticut.
Let's talk about that gas tax holiday now that you're on the topic with that. Representative Devlin, I mean, we know that this was bipartisan. There were people on both sides of the party. Did you end up voting for that gas tax holiday?
I did. It did. And it was the 25-cent reduction in gas tax. There's also a tax-free week, and then there is also some free bus service. And really, that is just a small Band-Aid. We didn't talk about the petroleum gross excise tax. And when we have such big revenue sort of windfalls, if you will, that may indicate that people are overtaxed also. And it's certainly very costly to be in Connecticut right now. So we would certainly work to do more.
Bob, I know that Republicans were really pushing for a sales tax cut, and you've been outspoken that you would like to see the sales tax cut. How'd you pay for that?
Well, Jen, we've got, that's the nice part about it. We've got, well, both the nice and the bad part. We've got inflation at 40-year highs. So with prices going up and a 6.35% sales tax, the amount of revenue that's going into the government is more and more when it's becoming less and less affordable. So you could reduce that sales tax rate and you could make it a little bit more affordable. And I know Laura voted for the gas tax cut, but every single, and you had to because it helped people, but every single Republican wanted both taxes removed. I would have advocated that it be removed to the end of the year and give people some real reform. The gas tax cut saves an average family $2.50 a week. And the governor has a $3 billion budget surplus, and he's essentially giving people of Connecticut a free cup of coffee every week. We need to do more. It's a hollow election year tax cut that's temporary, and we're not going to do that when we're up there, Jen. We're going to make real reform for the people of Connecticut and not play election year politics like we're seeing right now out of the governor's office.
Representative Devlin, do you know of any other talk on tax relief up at the Capitol? I mean, I know there's talk of tax relief, but something that would be done this summer or some other kind of immediate help for folks out there?
So there are current proposals, but a couple of things that we really need to be careful of, right? One is certainly looking at potentially car tax or any sort of property tax, which is great because that was an election year promise that the governor had made back 4 years ago. But also, we've never made good on making municipalities whole for any of those kinds of promises. If you remember, we increased, part of the justification for increasing the sales tax to begin with was to fund our municipalities. So we've got to be really careful of that. And what we are seeing also are new, more expensive programs that are sidestepping all of the structural reforms we put in and sort of offshore accounts that are going to create long-term liabilities for our taxpayers that just continue the cycle. We really need to get back to some serious financial management, and that's why I'm really looking forward to working with Bob.
Okay, and important to note, I know your team was kind of re-explaining this to me. You both have to run separately right now, right? As the governor, lieutenant governor, you can declare that you want to be running together. You've cross-endorsed each other. We still have the nominating convention. That's in May, right? Bob, yes. What happens during that? I mean, I know you have other people who are interested in running for governor. I'm hearing that we don't have a declared lieutenant governor candidates on the GOP side. So what happens during the convention?
Our goal, and I think it's achievable, is to come out of that convention with the united front, Laura as lieutenant governor, me as the governor, no primary, and we can focus on the general election. I think that's where we're going to end up. I hope that's where we're going to end up. And that's the best thing for the party. It's the best thing for the state of Connecticut to start looking at the general election and how we go about bringing some accountability back to government and changing things up in Hartford.
Okay, Bob Stefanowski and State Representative Laura Devlin, great to have you on, both of you together, establishing this partnership here. Next time we'll have you both on and we can really spar about the issues as we get into this election season. Looking forward to that.
Look forward to that, Jen.
Okay, thank you both.
Thank you.
Well, that does it for us on The Real Story. If you want to watch these segments again, you can head to fox61.com or download the Fox 61 app and watch The Real Story every Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on Fox 61. Have a great morning.